I think you all know what it is.
Yeah.
Do do do
Do,
do 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 do
do.
do.
Oh, oh.
Do do
Iconic.
do 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 do. Like this ET. It's wow. I remember
When you think of Spielberg's trademark um whimsy, this is the movie.
Whimsy. Oh, you knew that was coming. Just
This is the movie that you think about.
whimsy. Um. Do 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 do.
This is a I mean, timeless movie too, right? the story of a boy and his alien.
And he's hiding in it. It's so cool. It's so cute.
Before we get to Gremlins, it's kind of like an early template for Gremlins now. Like a
Uh,
creature comes. If you think of it
it's
like that
funny
perspective.
you say that
Yeah, why?
because this started development as a horror movie.
Yeah, wasn't
Uh,
E.T. supposed to be evil?
Yeah,
I remember that. In the early draft of the script, they were supposed to do that. That's right.
what made him? What made them make him good? Probably just drafts. Like they just go through different drafts of it and just evolve. Yeah, and also, and because that is a template for Gremlins. We'll get to Gremlins when we talk about that. But no, this movie, like I said, and also this is the logo for Amblin.
It is. I mean, how iconic of an image can you get than him flying with the moon as his backdrop?
You can't get any more iconic than that.
And you know what I really love? Like there have been commercials with E.T. and Elliot,
Oh yeah.
like years later when Elliot's all grown up,
Hmm.
such as the one when E.T. comes home for Christmas.
Hmm.
Oh.
You
He's
guys know
home. He's home.
you guys know something? I actually so in 2022, there was a couple of re-releases from that year. From 1982 that they released back in theaters. And one of the ones I saw was Star Trek II: The Wrath of Khan. That came out this year too. But we're not going to really touch on that too much. Uh, but uh, but ET was released in theaters, re-released back in theaters, and I think I was the only one in the theater watching the re-release of it.
Really?
I'm not going to tell you where we are, but like our local mall had a screening of ET, the extraterrestrial. No, I took my sister. That's right. And we both sat in the theater and we watched ET in theaters, and it really reminded me seeing ET the extraterrestrial re-release in theaters. I've talked about this once before, but Fathom events, like if you guys ever, if there's a theater near your, is if there's a Regal or an AMC that does a Fathom event near you, and they re-release an older movie in theaters, I highly recommend you do that. Just on a side note, like we did Star Trek II: The Wrath of Khan that year, and we did ET the extraterrestrial, and it was just great. Like it was movies like this are meant to be seen on a big screen, and if you can relive what was in the past for a re-release date, go for it. I know, like this year they're re-releasing Back to the Future Part 2 in a couple weeks across the
Oh
U.S.
wow.
So I mean, I recommend you check that out if you can. So it's just, I think I love that kind of stuff. It's just so worth it to me. Like, and seeing ET just on the big screen was just that awesome in general to me. I was
Yeah.
so happy just, and because the score the everything about it, just seeing it on the, especially the moon, the shot of the moon was just, I was crying in the theater. I'm like, this is so great. It's amazing. So,
Or come on, come on. Okay, come. Show of hands. Come on, y'all want to act like you're big tough men, but we all know the truth. How many of you do get teary eyed when he goes home? When he goes, E.T. Go home. I'll always be with you, Elliot. And we come on, people. Am I the only one who gets teary eyed during that scene?
no, you're right. I think we, I would, that was definitely me. So,
Justin, am I the only one?
I mean, JT said so.
What about you? Don't come on. Don't you get a little emotional during that?
if I said it
I've only seen the movie once.
Yeah, I
once,
remember when we were talking about overrated movies, you thought this movie was overrated. Justin, you've known me for 16 years. You know I have the memory of an elephant.
I mean, let's be honest. The music can make it a little manipulative on the heartstrings.
the power of John Williams.
But that really shows that music, we've had this debate before with Jaws, with the music. What's scarier, what you see or what you hear? And it's sort of the same thing here. What makes it more emotional, what we see or what we hear?